It's actionable data. I'm making decisions on this that's going to impact my ROI.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the State of Soy. I'm Aaron Putsey and we're coming to you from the Lewis Research Farm here, we're near Atlantic, a little bit south and west of Atlantic, Iowa, and I'm visiting with Brian Fager. Brian is a participant with the Research Center for Farming Innovation and a rather new participant. You're a farm here in Southwest Iowa, graduate of Iowa State. Let's talk a little bit about your journey into working with the Research Center for Farming Innovation, going back to last year when you got to know and began working with a member of the team.
Yeah, I had recently joined the Iowa Soybean Association, I think the year before, fall before, and got an email about one of the trial groups that Drew was putting on. We do some precision planting with my landlord, and I was putting in a new planter. I was like, this would be a perfect opportunity to test its capabilities and also get some valuable data back for our operation.
Talk a little bit about what kind of research you did and the ease in which you did it, and maybe how it's compared to some other research that you've kind of kicked the tires on, but maybe didn't go as far as deep with.
Drew really gives me a sense of accountability as we're going through the trial, making sure I have my equipment ready. I'm getting him the data that he needs and then following up there at the end. So some of the other trials that we've done have been a little bit more loose, as far as protocols, and some of them were not quite as hands-on as I wanted to be. I was still providing the data, but I'd like to be in the midst of the trial too, so I can see the observational side of doing these trials, that you need to see it as you're walking through it for your own eyes. Right. I mean, in this rate trial that I did, the one thing I saw, I thought, convinced myself the whole trial through that this higher end pops was going to be the winner, just because of the visuals. As we go through the field, you can see it in the SAT data, you can see it out in the field, but at the end of the day, it was the opposite was true for this trial this year.
And that was a seeding population trial that you did. And again, it doesn't matter what you're putting out there, it matters what you get in the bin, right?
Absolutely.
By also being involved in seeing it firsthand, it's going to give you a greater comfort level with the results when they come in, because you were directly involved and saw the entire research work happen from start to finish.
Absolutely. I think that the best part about this, though, it's actionable data for next year. I'm making decisions on this for my operations for next year that's going to impact my ROI.
So where do you think you're going to go in 2024? You're going to do some additional seeding rates? You're going to look at maybe a different research project?
I think we're going to go and flip on the other end of this. So we put this on probably some of our more prime dirt, and I want to look at some of our lower quality farms and look at the rates on there. But I think across the board, I think we're going to shift and take all of our populations down as a result of this, and look at maybe tightening up the bands. I'm going to probably go out and variable rate more of the farms, but in maybe a tighter band, maybe a 25,000 top to bottom, and really fine tune that for the future seasons.
Well, and you're not alone with other farmers in looking at margins being what they are and maybe are not right now, and looking at how you can either reduce expenses or put more grain in the bin, right?
Absolutely. I think when commodity cycles are high, I think we get a little bit loose as far as where we're spending. Extra seed isn't necessarily as much of a hurt. But yeah, when we're trending down, we need to start pulling back, and every dollar we don't spend that doesn't return is a dollar I could have put somewhere else that did return.
Exactly, or keep in the bank for when you have other expenses that come along. And that's why we're here today. It's talking about farmer-focused, farmer-driven research. Brian is one of a growing number of farmers getting engaged with RCFI. It's easy. We welcome you to do so for the 2024 growing season. Reporting for this edition of the State of Soy, I'm Aaron Putsey.
Progress is a human invention. We look at our world and we imagine how to make it better. That's the power of human ingenuity. We can redefine what's possible. At Bayer, we're shaping the future of agriculture, like farms where all life grows together. It's not impossible, it's progress.